Parshas Vayera, Tov Pei, and as we continue our journey through the Parshios of Seder Bereshis, and we speak now, last week's Parsha, this week's Parsha, we speak about Avraham Avinu and the wonderful lessons that every person can actually learn from the Avos are really coming to the forefront of our weekly Parsha. And in last week's Parsha and this week's Parsha, we speak about the Nisyonos, the tests that Avraham Avinu was tested with, and the Nisyonos that Avraham Avinu, as we know, passed them with flying colors. And the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, Perek Hey, tells us, Asora Nisyonos Nisnasa Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was tested with 10 tests. Ve'omad bekula. Avraham Avinu was able to withstand, and he stood up to all the Nisyonos. Lohoidia, tells us the Mishnah, Kama chibosoi shel Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu, the relationship between Avraham Avinu and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how much Avraham Avinu loved HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and in return, of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loved Avraham Avinu. And as we always say from the Nesivos Shalom, very important point, the Nesivos Shalom tells us that the Torah is telling us all about all these nisyonos, and if the Torah is going ahead and telling us about all these things, it is to teach us lessons, not just to recount to us how great Avraham Avinu was, and about something that, an historic event that happened thousands of years ago. The Torah is telling us about all of this to give us, to teach us a lesson, lessons for our lives that we can use today. And the Sefer Ma'or Einayim, the Nesivos Shalom brings down the Sefer from the Chernobyl, Zechus Yagan Aleinu. He tells us, the Ma'or Einayim in Parshas Vayera, he tells us something very interesting, that just as Avraham Avinu was challenged with 10 nisyonos, we know Avraham Avinu, Asora nisyonos, Avraham Avinu had 10 different tests in his life, so too, every Jew is challenged in one way or the other 10 times during their life. And it's a little bit tough to understand exactly what this means and how we apply it to ourselves, but the idea is one that we should internalize. The idea is one that we need to understand, that Avraham Avinu was challenged with 10 nisyonos, and so too every Jew throughout their lives. We may not know exactly when, we may not know exactly what it is, but throughout the life of every Jew, he is challenged in different ways 10 times. And these nisyonos we know of Avraham Avinu, these nisyonos taught us kama chibasai lifnei hamakai. Just as it did for Avraham Avinu, so too every Jew, when you pass the nisyonos, if you get through those challenges that you are challenged during your life, you also develop this very special, loving relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the Ramban tells us that the Maila of Avraham Avinu, and we need to understand this, the Maila of Avraham Avinu was not even so much what we know that Avraham Avinu, Chazal tell us, Avraham Avinu was mekayim the entire Torah and all the mitzvahs before Matan Torah, obviously. So the Maila of Avraham Avinu, says in Nesivos Shalom, was not so much that Avraham Avinu was mekayim kol Torah kula before Matan Torah, because, says in Nesivos Shalom, there may have been other people around at that time. We just don't know. Maybe we don't know about them, but there may have been other people that kept either all the Torah parts of the Torah, knew what the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu may have been. There may have been other people, but what really made Avraham Avinu beloved to Hashem was the fact that Avraham Avinu went through these 10 challenges. He went through the Asur and Nisyonos, and he didn't question HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Avraham Avinu went past the test all 10 times. And it was through that Avraham Avinu showed how much he loved HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Chazal tell us something very interesting. Kol mi sheyesh biyodoi. This is also in Pirkei Avos. Any person that has biyodoi in his hands, shloisha devarim halalu, anyone who has these 3 things, hu mitalmidav shel Avraham Avinu. If you have these 3 things, you are considered a disciple, you're considered a Talmud of Avraham Avinu. What are these 3 things? Ayin toiva, person has a good eye, person forgives someone else, you always look for the good in other people. Ayin toiva, v'ruach nemucha v'nefesh shvala. And the other, the ensuing 2, besides ayin toiva, ruach nemucha, nefesh shvala, means that a person does not think much of themselves. They are exceedingly humble. You understand that the world is not about you. It's about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, about others, but not about yourself. You yourself are humble. However, ushloisha dvarim acherim, if a person has 3 other things, then you're not a Talmud of Avraham Avinu, who mitalmid of shel Bilam Arasha. You're a Talmud of Bilam Arasha. Nobody wants to be a Talmud of Bilam Arasha, right? And those were the opposite. Ayin ra'ah, ruach gavoya, v'nefesh rechava. Those 3 things, you have those 3 midos, you are a Talmud of Bilam Arasha. The question is, asked in Nesivos Shalom, why all of these things? Why do we have to say that you're considered a Talmud of Avraham Avinu if you have Ayin Toiva, Ruach Nemucha, Nefesh Shvala? That's what makes you a Talmud, a student, a disciple of Avraham Avinu. Why don't we just say, if what made Avraham Avinu so beloved to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that Avraham Avinu passed the 10 tests, why don't we say, you know who's a Talmud of Avraham Avinu? Somebody who passes the 10 tests that he is challenged with in his life. And also, I would ask you, if you ask me who's the Talmud of Avraham Avinu, I would say someone that epitomizes the midah of chesed, somebody who does a lot of chesed, someone who's a baal or balas chesed, that is a student, that is a disciple, that's a Talmud of Avraham Avinu. Why is it that the Mishnah goes and tells us explicitly that kol mi sheyesh biyodoi, if you have these 3 things packed away, ayin toiva, ruach nemucha, nefesh shvala, that's what makes you a Talmud of Avraham Avinu. Not chesed, not the nisyonos, and not hachnosas orchim, all those things that Avraham Avinu stands out so much for in the Torah. That should be a Talmud. Why the 3 things listed in the Mishnah? Nesivos Shalom tells us something very, very important. We see from here, and we can learn from here, that the milos that Avraham Avinu had, the milos that Avraham Avinu passed in his Nisyonos, he didn't question Hashem, and he went full speed ahead. He aced all 10 of those tests. That milo of Avraham Avinu, and the milo that Avraham Avinu was a Baal Chesed, and a milo that Avraham Avinu was a Machnis Orech. He was Achnosas Orchim, exceedingly excelled in that midah. All those things came from one thing. They were rooted in the fact that Avraham Avinu had these midos. Anything that a person accomplishes in their life, that's not what we go back to and we say, if you do any of those things, you're a Talmud. But what made Avraham Avinu really special, when do we become a Talmud of Avraham Avinu? We become a Talmud when we understand that all the things Avraham Avinu accomplished were because he had these midos. Ayin Toiva, Ruach Nemucha, and Nefesh Shvala. And the Svarim HaKadoshim tell us that when a person has an Nisayon in their life, when a person has an Nisayon, all your intellectual capabilities are actually taken away from you. And what is left is the midos that you've acquired. The way to face up to Nisayon is with the midos that you've acquired with Mesiras Nefesh, the midos that you worked on. And that's what holds you up during the times of the Nisayon. And for Avraham Avinu, when he was faced with those Nisyonos, he went back to his midos, Ayin Toiva, those three things. That's what Avraham Avinu, that's what backed him up. That's what held him up through the Nisyonos. And so too, the Chesed and the Achnasas Orchim all came because of his good midos that he worked on and he ingrained in himself. And when we say that a person is Talmid of Shem Avraham Avinu, we mean that this is the limud that Avraham Avinu taught all the time. That's how you're a Talmud. Avraham Avinu constantly taught these three wonderful midos. And we need to understand really that before the Torah was given, and in order to learn before the Torah was given, how did Avraham Avinu, how was he Mekayim the whole Torah? There was no Torah, there was no Har Sinai. The answer is these midos. Kol sheyesh, anybody who has biyodoi, if we say you have it in your hand, kol mi sheyesh biyodoi, you have it in your hand, it means that you rule over it. That you totally ingrain these things in yourself. You're constantly working on these midos. You pack them away. They are yours. And all these midos are connected in one way. These midos are connected because Avraham Avinu knew that he's mevatel the midas hayeshus. It's not about me. The world doesn't revolve around me. It's about what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants and what HaKadosh Baruch Hu accepts. Being full of oneself is the antithesis to what Avraham Avinu stood for. Being mevatel yourself is Avraham Avinu. So if you're having an ayin toiva for your fellow man, you're having an ayin toiva for your friend, it means that you're defeating the Yetzer Hara that prompts a person to constantly be thinking of themselves. That Yetzer Hara has to be fought. That Yetzer Hara has to be faced up against. And you need to turn it around and fight the Yetzer Hara and understand that life is not about yourself. And the great lesson for us is how to focus. The focus of good midos can be the basis, and really is the basis, of all the growth that you see in great people, the growth that you see in tzaddikim, the growth that you see in people that you admire. It comes from them working on their midos. And that's why the Mishnah tells us that who is a Talmud of Avraham Avinu? It's a person that knows it starts from the midos. It starts from working on your midos. And the Nesivos Shalom points out, he picks out one midah and he says that a person being sameach b'chelkai, you're happy with your lot. You're happy with what you have, and you're not jealous of other people, and you don't look at other people. That is what really leads to ayin toiva. That is what really leads you to be a Talmud of Avraham Avinu. That's what really gives the person an opportunity to grow. And just a key that the Nesivos Shalom says, that if you want to be a Talmud of Avraham Avinu, you want to be zoicha to those midos, work on being sameach b'chelkai. Work on being happy with what HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given you, because what He's given you is exactly what you need. What He's given you are exactly the tools that you need in your life. Not what anyone else has, not what you think everybody else has, not what you think is good by other people. What has been given to you, sameach b'chelkai, that is the midah. And if you want to become a Talmud of Avraham Avinu, you got to take these midos, and from these midos you work on them. It's from there that you can do great things. And that is where great things grow from. You look at a person, who is a really great person? Who is a person that you want to admire? A person that has really good midos. Good midos is what leads a person to grow and what leads to really great things. The lesson from Avraham Avinu.